Hey guys, it's Shadow the Rat, and in today's video we're going to be talking about combining smaller cages. So basically I just mean putting 2 or 3 or even more cages together in order to make one large cage. So the cages I have here are the All Living Things PetSmart rat cage, and this cage is actually good for 2 to 3 rats, but anything over that and you're kind of pushing it. And then the next 2 cages are actually commercial hamster cages, but I'm sure you can tell they are way too small for a hamster to actually live in. So anyways, we have these 3 cages here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can combine some cages together. Now, one thing I'm not going to be doing in this video is showing you how to cut wires. That's pretty self-explanatory, but I really don't want to destroy any of these cages. I know that sounds a little silly, but I just don't have a way to fix them up. But if you were to do that, I would suggest buying some very strong wire cutters. And I'd also suggest using fleece and binder clips in order to stop the rats from hurting themselves on the sharp edges. You can also use some pliers in order to stop the rats from coming into contact with the sharp part of the wire. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down and we can go ahead and get started. Here we go. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to show you with the easiest example, which would be the All Living Things cage right here, which has a top door, and my hamster cage, the larger one, which has a bottom area that can cover the door very nicely. To start, we want to get the door out of the way, and honestly, if you were going to use this as a permanent cage, I would suggest you get some pliers and unbend the little metal hinges right there. However, if you're just doing it like I am, which is really just as an example, then you can use zip ties. Yeah, these aren't as sturdy as unbending it, but like I said, I won't be using this permanently. Okay, so now that that's down, I'm going to go ahead and put my other cage on top. You can see that this cage fits really nicely, and it's just a little bit smaller, which is actually ideal because this way you have a lot of wires to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and zip tie this cage onto the bottom cage right now. Okay, so now I've tied it down with some zip ties. Obviously, if you're going to be using this as a permanent cage, you should probably be using more than 4 zip ties to connect them. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut off the tail ends of the zip ties. And now you can see that it is just one big cage with a level inside for me to decorate. So it's very sturdy, nothing's moving without the other part, and we just have this funny looking part of the lid sticking out. Obviously, again, you wouldn't have that if you were going to be using this permanently. Okay, so here you can see the second cage I have that can be put on from the bottom, and I'm just going to go ahead and zip tie it down like I did the other cage. Now this is a bit smaller, but you'll also notice that it is taller, which is really nice. And another nice thing about it is just that it has smaller bar spacing. So you'll notice the other cage, which I had, has larger bar spacing because, well, actually I really don't know why. It's literally supposed to be a hamster cage, and hamsters can get out of really small spaces. Okay, so you can see that this one also works very well. Kind of like a little penthouse. So again, this is just another idea of combining 2 cages. If you wanted to combine all 3 cages, you would have to end up cutting the second cage, at least that's what I think you would have to do. And while that's definitely feasible, I'm not going to do it in this video. You'd probably need some pretty strong wire clippers, and besides that, I kind of don't want to break the cage right now, but that would be an option if I was trying to make the cage bigger. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put up a picture of my other really fancy Franken cage on the screen. And if you guys have any other questions about rat care or rat trick training, feel free to visit my website at www.rattricks.weebly.com, link in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!